Okay, we're back. Good morning. Back for the Guru's Corner, or the Guru's Rant. I spend a lot of time in my car driving because of traffic in Miami-Dade County, which sucks. So I figure I'm going to use the time to make some videos to help people out, help students out, friends and stuff like that. Or if you like them, you don't like them, that's cool too. Anyhow, so I'm going to give you the why, actually, or how I squat every day, and maybe you can implement some of that. You know, in the C-Lot training, we always have this philosophy of picking one thing to focus on, or in the internal martial art world, let's say, we pick one thing to work on, and then you work on that one thing every day for a week, a month, a year. So this concept of squatting every day, although in weightlifting and powerlifting and whatnot, may be popular, but really you think about Shaolin monks have been doing shit like that for thousands of years, right? Where you just pick one thing and you focus on it and you you really hone in on it, right? So anyhow, the how. So what I do for everyday training is I still train every part of my body, but I train the main lift, or the main focus of my strength training is my squat. Okay, for now, until further notice. So what I do is I will warm up with the barbell, just the barbell alone, and I will do maybe like a set of 5 to 10, nice and smooth. And then from there, I progress to a second set of that. And I might do some mobility work, some stretching, some light movement, dynamic stretching, nothing static. I do that after my training, okay? And then I start to load up the barbell, and I work at 135. I'll do 5 to 10 reps. Then I move up to 185, 5 to 10 reps, depending on how much time I have and how I feel. And then I progressively move up into 225 for about 5 reps. Then 275 for about 3 reps. Now that it's getting heavier, I keep working at 3 reps maximum. I don't push the reps higher until I get to my heaviest one, which is usually a 75% or an 80% of a 1 rep maximum for me. So I'll get to about my 80%, and the reason we train that way is that so you train sub-maximally, you actually avoid injury that way, you don't need a spotter, the weights are a little bit easier to handle and control. You're still challenging yourself strength-wise because it's still hard to move 80% of your 1 rep max for 3 reps. So you still have to push yourself, but it's a little safer training, and this allows you to train pretty much every day without having an issue. As long as you eat right, you get enough protein, you recover. You want to go up to your 80%, do 3 reps there, and then once you get there, if you have time, you pyramid yourself back down. So from let's say right now my 80% is 315. So I get to 315, I'll work my way back down to 135. As I start coming down now I increase the reps. So let's say I get to 275, I'll do 5 reps. 225, I'll do 10 reps. 185, I'll do 10 reps. And then when I get to 135, I'll do 10 reps. And by this time, you're really ramping up the cardiovascular training as well as the hypertrophy, as some of my colleagues have told me to say it. Then from there, I work pause squats. Now, pause squats is I take the bar with 135. Sometimes I'll go to 185. I don't go too heavy with this. And I squat to the bottom of the squat. Okay, so I'm in the hole. And I go just below parallel, not lower, but just below. And I tighten every muscle in my body, especially the muscles in the hips, the lower back, your ass, your perineum, all your lower pelvic muscles, which in yoga we know this is a mudra, or a whole body lock. In Qigong it's known as a big draw. Okay, so these are actually internal practices if you think about it, if they're done correctly. So I squat at the bottom, I squeeze everything really tight, I hold my breath in my center, my hara or my dantian, okay, which is my center of gravity, and I just focus there for 3 seconds, and then I come up, exhale, explode up, right? And I'll do this 3 to 5 reps, then I rest, then I do it again. This time I do 5-second pauses, okay? And then I come back up. And then I do 10-second pauses, and I come back up. So I'll do like 3 sets like this. And a lot of times when I'm doing sets like this, one of the things I will do also is I'll divide the squat into 3 phases. So a pause at the bottom, a pause about an inch above that, a pause about another inch above that, and then I come up. So now I divide it into 5-second holds at each 3 phases of the squat. And this is something we do in Silat a lot with the kuda kuda. So we'll take a horse stance or any kind of posture, and we will divide it into sections from medium low, medium, and really low. And we'll work pausing and isometric contractions at all those levels. This builds a tremendous amount of strength and power in your base. This is a huge, huge secret. So put it to use. I learned this from several Silat teachers, and I also learned it from my main teacher, Babak Willem de Toires. And come to find, I've learned it from some of my powerlifting and strength training coaches. They seem to all do the same thing. So anyhow, it works. Build you strong as hell. Try it out. Once I get to that, so that's usually about 10 to 12 working sets, or 10 to 12 sets in my squat session. Your body's gassed at that point. You've trained your whole body at that point. I stop squatting, and I will go and do an assistance exercise for my body. Maybe I'll do pull-ups or I'll do push-ups, 30 to 50 of them. Or I'll grab some dumbbells and I'll do some accessory work, okay? Or I will go to any machine in the gym and I will work a bodybuilding style, 12 to 15 reps, 3 sets, 5 sets of any part of my body that is weak, so that it becomes a stronger part of my body for the main lift, the squat or the deadlift. For me, the most important lifts are the squat and the deadlift and the overhead press. The bench press is great. It does build strength, but I prefer to be stronger in the overhead press. Plus, I don't want a big chest. I don't want an ass for a chest to get in the way of the other lifts, because if your chest is too big and it's disproportionate from the other muscles, your squat and deadlift are going to suffer. And in fighting, if your chest is too big and your biceps are too big, you're going to lose a lot of flexibility to be in the close quarter to punch hard. Okay? Punching comes from the triceps and the shoulders and the lats and your core and your legs. You don't want to have things get in the way of that. So yes, you do need to build your triceps and you do need to bench press, but don't go too crazy with it. Okay? I think it's more important to build strength with the bigger muscle groups in your body. Okay? Now, that being said, I will alternate days. So for example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll do low bar back squat. And sometimes I'll do some Zercher squats throughout the week. Zercher is where you grab the barbell in your elbow crease. And this works more your anterior chain, which is the front of your body, as well as your posterior a little bit. And it kind of balances out the imbalances from all the low bar squatting. Okay? I don't go too heavy with the Zercher. I just do reps at 135 pounds. And I'll also do pauses with it. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, maybe Sundays, I will do trap bar deadlift, which is also a form of a squat. And I'll do squats with kettlebells. I'll do goblet squats and things like that. And then throughout the whole week, I will do, throughout the day, several body weight squats. And sometimes I'll use a belt with a resistance cable and do some squats that way, just to bring mobility to the body and the spine and the hips. So anyhow, I hope that helps. It'll give you some ideas of how you can train. Some people will say that's overtraining, you're hurting your knees, you're hurting your back. Well, I tell you what, my back and my knees feel better than they ever have, even better when I was 18 years old. And I'm 40 now. So maybe squatting every day is not for everybody. But for me, it feels pretty good. So anyhow, try it out. Maybe you don't want to squat every day. Maybe do something like push-ups every day. Or maybe you want to do pull-ups every day. Just do something for 100 days and just do it. Bye. Respect.